That social media is limited. The freedom of speech is kind of like taken away in social media. You can't say what you want because if not, you'll get canceled, right? Canceled.
Yeah.
Whereas canceling means that people just don't like what you're saying and they don't want to see you anymore. They'll ruin your life and you don't have any social media accounts.
Yeah.
But the whole point of the internet was freedom of speech and to have social gatherings, whether people like to or not. Like it's like that's why each people have their own page. That's why pages are allowed to be private or public because people should be allowed to say whatever the hell they want to say because it's their page. And again,
I think it's like I think it's definitely like freedom of speech is a big thing that's important. But you also got to remember there's children on these apps. These children that are
so that's
they may not
why
understand fully or they might take the wrong idea with it.
But listen, so that's but I see what you're saying. But that's why like children aren't allowed to go in bars, right?
Yeah.
They just shouldn't be on there. It's not the bar's job to keep.
It's impossible to do that though.
Exactly. It's not the bar's job to keep children out. It's the parents' job to keep children away.
Yeah, no, I said this
See what I'm saying?
I said this the other day where it was like, I forget what we were talking about, but I was talking to somebody and they were like, oh, they shouldn't post that, there's children out there, and I'm like,
$44 billion?
no, people should be able to post what they want to post. It's the fact that you, as a parent, need to
regulate.
Regulate.
Be a parent.
Whatever you're okay with your kids watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you change the channel if you see them watching Family Guy on TV because you know Family Guy isn't for children, right? Or you'll block the channels.
I don't know. Family Guy, I might let my kids watch Family Guy.
No, I would let my kids. I'm just saying for the people who are actually concerned. Because the parents who are concerned are the ones who complain about social media.
Yeah, it's a weird balance that you have to do because if you're too over secured on your kids, I don't know.
You know
what am I to say? I don't have children, but
you know what it is.
But I don't know. I noticed the more stricter the parent, the more wild the fucking kid. That's what I've learned.
Yes. That's why you have to be. Parents have to allow their children to grow on their own, but be able to stop them when they're doing things that just aren't good. Right? There's like a difference. It's like sins, right? God allows us as human beings to run this earth, or whoever you believe in, to run this earth however we please, and there are sins in place. You may not be affected by the sins immediately, but the sins will affect you when you pass into afterlife, right? Right?
Yeah, but there's also some people that just like act erratic.
Exactly.
Recent events.
But guess what happens? When they go to hell or karma, whatever the case is, that's gonna snap back.
I don't know if as big as going to hell. They're just kind of being an idiot.
Of course.
Get into Kanye a little bit. Kanye's been bugging.
Honestly, I don't know what the Kanye situation is.
So Kanye has made a few derogatory terms towards the Jewish community.
What did he say? Exactly.
I don't even want to get into it. You know why? Because it's not fucking important. But I don't know. I don't know what he's on some sort of tangent, and it's sad because it's like, what are you doing? Like, because he's literally a genius, and then he does dumb shit like this, and it's frustrating. But
the genius is a little crazy.
Yeah.
You can't have a genius without them being fucking psycho. That's what
I guess he's trying to get into like, I don't know. He's lost a lot of brand deals, and I think he needs to just step back for a little bit, work on himself. From what I'm seeing, I think he just needs to work on himself a little bit.
Do you think that he lost brand deals because of what he's saying?
And absolutely.
And then what he's saying is like, but all right, I'm not vouching for Kanye because I've heard he says anti-Jewish, right? That's what that is.
I believe it.
Or
you mean anti-Semitic?
Yeah.
Anti-Semitic.
Yeah, is that Jewish?
Or just against another religion.
So he's saying things against another religion, which is wrong, but them closing the doors on him on social media platforms is also taking away his freedom of speech. I don't mean to be devil's advocate, but that's what the same thing with Twitter.
I guess so, but if you, and let's just be honest here, what he said was blatant anti-Semitic or whatever the hell.
KKK still around,
but like,
and they're still making their hate and they're still doing all those stuff.
Absolutely, but those people like that post that kind of content out there shouldn't be allowed on social media.
They are. But the difference is he's an influencer, so they think of him as again he's an influencer. So what he says does actually impact people's lives.
Yeah, bro.
So that's why it's different. But at the same time, he does have freedom of speech to speak, and that's the same thing Elon Musk is doing because a lot of people don't like when they hear things they don't want to hear. Right? If I tell you I don't like your outfit, instead of like ignoring it and just moving on with your day, some people either will get mad at you and lash back. And I'm like, dude, I just don't like your outfit. It has nothing to do with you. I just don't like your outfit. Why do I have to like your outfit? I think that's what it comes down to. That's the same thing with Elon Musk. Why do I have to like what you say?
Based. It's all just what you want to feed your own energy into. And
it's true.
If you choose to enter that negative energy, then so be it.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch it. Anyways, why do you think I don't watch the media though?
Yeah, but you know,
because it's all negative.
Sometimes you gotta know what's going on with certain things. You know, it's important. But
it's negative. It's boring and negative.
Nobody likes negative things.
Exactly.
But
just keep it out.
Anyways, on a positive note, Halloween was just this past day.
Boring.
Boring.
Bro, there was no kids out there. No, we had fun.
Yeah, alright, we need to get into this.
We had fun. There was no fucking kids.
I don't know about anybody else, but my neighborhood was personally dead. There was very little kids. We got the whole table set up. We had candy out for them. We had the big bars. We were looking awesome. But nobody came. Like, maybe 10 kids. Maybe no more than a dozen or less.
Yeah.
Right?
It was crazy.
So, I dressed up as Ghost, by the way. We'll have content pushed out with that. That shit was
dressed
awesome.
up as a young black man.
as a young, esteemed black man. Amen to that.
Yep.
But I'm just so, like, maybe, like, going back to the social media thing is if maybe it's too much on this generation's brain. Maybe it's taken over.
That is very true.
I don't know about you, but I remember back in the day when I was, like let's go 9, 10 years old, right? Trick-or-treating.
That was the littest thing ever.
I remember we'd get all together, to whoever had the best neighborhood, all the parents would bring the kids, and then we'd all get in one house, we'd eat dinner, and then we'd
go out.
6 till 9:30, 10 o'clock.
We're out for like 3-4 hours walking around. I remember you had to have a hoodie or a coat underneath because you were freezing. You were cold, walking around in my Scream costume because I wore Scream like 3 times. It was ninjas and Scream.
My dad did Scream.
Yep, I think every kid did. If you're like a young man, you've always done ninjas when you're younger. You had to have done it at least.
I never did a ninja.
You never did a ninja?
I can't remember.
Well, you probably did military because you love like video games.
No, so recently I did Ghost.
Yep.
Last year I did Iron Man. That was awesome. Yep. That was fun. What else did I do?
I've always done Reapers and ninjas for some reason. I don't know what it is.
I did Jason.
You did Jason?
Yeah.
I could see that.
That Jason costume was dope. I think that was the last year I went trick-or-treating. I think I was like 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, last time I went trick-or-treating was like 16. But I
really though?
Yeah, I went trick-or-treating.
Well, I didn't go trick-or-treating, but I went out to like the like.
Oh, well, I went over with my little brothers. That's why.
They used to go crazy at that one area near your house.
Yep,
like
when you
up the street.
Yep, when you're going up the hill towards the school. That whole hill is lit up.
Went insane.
Lit up, and there's this one street that the whole thing is lit up. What's going on? Is it recording?
No, we're good. We're good. I'm just checking times. But yeah, no. So it was so dead, and I think it's like I have to like almost
blame
look
at technology.
I almost have to blame like the game a little bit. Like
honestly, not the game. I blame social media. Cause remember with the clowns. So yes, social media, you either have it or you don't. That's my thing with it. We either have it all the way or we get rid of it all the way. Right? If we're going to have it, let people say what they want. But I think it's social media's fault.
Get rid of it, I think.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I think people need to go outside more, like, especially children.
Yeah, but they're scared. People, remember, do you ever remember when you were younger, they never told you to be careful that there's like poison in your candy? My mom and dad always checked it. I know it was a thing where they actually were eating it, but they were checking it for poison and razor blades and stuff like that. But I think nowadays,
to do that, check your kids' candy though.
But back then, more people were ignorant to the fact that that's a thing, so there were more people out no matter what. But now social media makes all these things with the clowns. Remember the clowns? COVID for the last 2 years, you couldn't go out. And then before that, it just started to wind down because, like you said, video games, technology. Remember I said the cold touch of technology? That's what I was talking about.
I definitely know.
Like,
I don't know about the government, but I definitely know that, like,
kids
like, I know people in the force that are like, Halloween is our like big night to be like, all right, really be careful, because somebody could be dressed up with a fake gun or a fake. And it's stuff that like that, like they could probably low key try to use their social media to push an agenda to get people to stop doing stuff like that. People
are scared, which is okay, but you can't live your life scared all the time. That's the problem. You can't live your life scared. You're supposed to have fun, okay? If something happens, something happens. If something's happened, don't mean to say it like this, it's meant to be. Because that's how life works, right? You get on a plane. Are you scared to go on that plane? Even though the plane's one of the safest.
You have to take risk in life to enjoy it.
Gotta take risks. Because they're taking away children.
Even from that young age, you know?
Yeah, like, I'm not as bad
I'm all for, like, I'm all for safety during Halloween, absolutely. It's just, not having anybody out like it used to be though is kind of upsetting. It's upsetting. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. One day, the whole year, you have people come out and knock door to door. Like, it's one thing you have left that keeps us all like knocking on neighbors' doors. Hello, how you guys doing?
Yeah. Same thing with Christmas too. People don't go to each other's house anymore. They're just FaceTiming, Zoom. Merry Christmas. What happened to coming over, having dinner, like having a family? Like my family's for Spanish, so the 24th is our real Christmas. On the 25th, all we do is open presents and say hi to everybody. 24th, we have a family party. We have all this food.
Oh, the New Year's video we're about to make, bro.
Oh, that'll be lit. That's gonna be lit.
We have to do. Oh, we gotta do something for New Year's.
We do. Either it's a New Year's party that we vlog or whatever the case is, we have to do something. But it's not the same anymore. Holidays are not the same. They are not the same, and it's sad.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Today we're here with Tengu. Tengu is a musician. He makes clothes. He does all different sorts of things. We're gonna get into a bunch of it a little bit, and then we're gonna have some topics to talk about today. Tengu, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell the world what you do and who you are.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. This is the first time I've ever done this.
Yeah, no, listen, we're all new here. It's okay. So they're gonna watch us like, oh, okay.
I'll just tell you what I did today, I guess. I did 4 shirts today, and I found this really cool one that was from Burlington. Which is like a half print.
That one is smooth.
I really like that one actually.
That one is super
smooth.
But
I just started making clothes again. I kind of took like a year hiatus. I started doing clothes with this other person, and we created a collab together, but it kind of like fell off. And then I had this one design, Fuel the Fire, and I kind of just ran with that one.
This one is smooth. I also like how you don't have the little circles in the E's, like the fonts you use. How'd you come up with that look?
It actually kind of came out on accident. So I do everything with tracing paper. Everything's hand done.
Yeah.
So in order to have like that space in between the E on the tracing paper, you have to leave that piece there on the stencil.
Yep.
And I just decided I'd cut it all the way out. I don't know. It just
came out that way?
Yeah.
Why'd you come up with the name Fuel the Fire?
Fuel the Fire, I don't know, when I had first come up with it was kind of just like a call to action.
Yeah, it's a good name too because you can do a lot with that.
Yeah.
You can do a lot. You can go wherever you really want with that, and it's not
I feel like now, for me personally, it sort of means to like ignite your spark and take that action. Like the call to action is to just make the move and not necessarily think too much about it. It's kind of inspired by this book, Blink, that I've been reading. Blink is kind of about instinct and kind of about how your instinct can kind of give you like more answers than what you like thoroughly observe and like all the percentages and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's a really good book, but yeah, like I did a couple shirts today. I just recently did this open mic at Alchemy, which is really great. Shout out to all the artists at Alchemy. They fucking played a kick-ass show too. It was really a great show. It was really dope.
Like I said, we loved listening to a lot of the songs that you have off the project, self-titled. Personal favorites, I love Gollum. I love Gollum. I love obviously a lot of those on there. Personally,
I like the sneak peek you showed me yesterday.
I saw those songs get made, and you know what I'm saying. I saw a lot
of that happen. Yeah, Gollum was made in this very basement.
This very basement.
Yeah.
That was excellent. Just anything with music wise you have planned or going on, or?
I have a single coming out November 5th. I'm really excited for that. I teased it a little bit I teased it to you yesterday.
I know, that's what I was saying. I like that little teaser you gave me yesterday. We were talking about it.
I'm really excited for that song. As always, it's very, I don't know. You said it yesterday. Sort of just Like in terms of like, what did you say?
I said kind of like the beat is the scene, and you're the focus, right? Like if you ever hear him rap, like it's like he's talking to you and he's using the beat just as like background music, and he's kind of pronouncing himself. He's speaking to you and he's telling you either how he feels or what he thinks in his music, and the song and like the beat in the background, the tempo is going with him. He's not going with the beat, and it makes it like a very interesting and very like intellectual, like in a piece of art if you look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? If you imagine when you're listening to it, you get a scene in your head because you can see either the pain or the joy he's feeling from his lyrics, right?
Damn, I mean, like not to
What
like
the
ego
fuck
trip,
was
but
that?
I
Holy
appreciate
shit.
I appreciate that.
Excellent.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I mean, I can't not agree with that.
He's like,
But in terms of just like the scenery, I'd say the song is like kind of like a mist. It's like me clearing the mist. I'm really excited. Yeah, no, but I appreciate that.
Excellent. And you said, what date is that coming out?
November 5th.
November 5th. What platforms can they find you
They
at,
can
and where
find
can they
me-
find you by?
They can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. Right now, I'm sort of working on getting to everything. So like, the next song that I'm gonna be coming out after this, you can find me on Pandora, Tidal, on TikTok. I'm sure.
I'm gonna ask you a straightforward question. Do you like write music as like in a way to, as in like a diary in a sense, where you're putting your feelings into it, or do you write it because it's a hobby or a joy that you like, or is it both?
I feel like anytime I write on my own, period, whether it's just like a song, a poem, or just a diary, a journal, it's always very personal to me. I feel like writing is like one of the only things that help me escape just like
What's going
bullshit.
on?
Yeah.
You know what that kind of like leads into too? I'm gonna talk about the topic of the day, right? Like with the way that, in the big sense, right? When I say this, don't take it in this manner, right? In the big sense, because our topic today was gonna be nothing matters, right? To you though, you're writing the songs and all of this stuff that comes out. I'm not saying this stuff doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that in the big run, like just do it, because nothing matters outside of that, right? You're putting your personal feelings into the song. You should just do it, whether people like it or not. You know what I'm saying? You're writing out your verbiage, your feelings, and you should just do it because at the end of the day, nothing matters. Whether
That's
people like it,
Yeah.
whether people
Yeah.
don't like it,
I
whether
believe
people
that,
love it or
like,
hate it,
I love it.
nothing matters.
That's
Um,
definitely one way to think about it. I mean, there's people who think the opposite spectrum of that, like the pessimistic or the narcissistic side of like, nothing matters, so I should be spiteful, or nothing matters, so
Nothing matters, so you should be joyful.
So, yeah. I mean,
And
it's all. I think it's all a matter of perception.
It is, no,
You know
very
what I'm
well.
saying?
It depends
You're
on a
already-
person's life.
It's people. You say this a lot, where people's goals are only a few steps ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? They think their goals are 40,000 steps, when only your goals and your dreams are 4 steps ahead of you. It's all perspective. I don't care if 10 people listen to my shit or 10 million listen. This is me coming genuinely from what I've made, from my soul, and projecting that onto your music. Your art is your art at the end of the day. Who cares what other people think about it? At the end of the day, you love your art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's true. You do
I
it because you
definitely
enjoy
love
it.
my art. For
I
sure.
definitely, that's one thing I've learned from you in that case, was that you've always been keen to what your soul desires, in that sense with your music. And that's what I find very interesting about your music.
That's why it's like you're the focus point and the music's your background. Because you're writing. The music is just helping you present it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was telling you yesterday. Because it's literally like you speaking and the music is just helping you present it. That's all it is.
I definitely always like, sometimes I just make a beat just for the fun of it, and I'm just like, oh man, I should say some stupid shit on this. You know what I mean? Like
no
I
cap.
should
It's
really
okay.
just be like, say whatever the fuck I want and not care, but like,
Because nothing matters, bro.
yeah, exactly,
As
right?
long as it's making you happy.
But
or
at the end of the
it's a
day,
choice.
like, also in that perspective of like nothing matters, I always root back to like, it has to be the most important song to me.
Of course, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because that's just like, that's what's gonna make me happy at the end of the day.
Yup.
However, I think like there's only been like a few times where I've made like silly, stupid songs like that, and I look back on them and I'm just kind of like, eh.
Well, because that's not you.
Right.
That's not you. You do that because that's out of fun, but for the most part, you take yourself serious.
Right.
And that's exactly where like Nothing Matters comes into it. Like you take yourself serious, so it doesn't matter what other people take you as, and
So-
you want to put out what you want to put out because it's
So
what
if
matters to you.
if nothing matters, right?
Yep.
If we're taking that perception, so like, what does matter to people?
Well,
Whatever
When-
they desire.
yeah. When we say nothing
Essentially.
matters,
Desire, is it always what people desire? Well, yeah,
I don't know,
it's definitely like, no, it's definitely what people desire for sure.
mm-hmm.
But I think it's also what people like, what they refuse or what they're also
course.
scared of.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
No, this-
Self-content, I guess.
Mhm.
when you say nothing matters in like a small stem, it makes it seem like nothing actually matters. But when we say that, we're saying that as in, if you're looking at it from a giant scope, you're looking at it from God's point of view, right? Or whoever you believe in, we're all just tiny little ants, right? And what we do affects only so much. It can affect the 2 ants around us, and sometimes if you're like a president, right, it can affect the 7 billion people in your country. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change the laws of the world, right? And that's where I'm saying like nothing matters, so do what you want. And it is again all perspective, because it can go the other way around. Like nothing matters, so I'm gonna do what I want. As in, I'm gonna destroy, right? I'm gonna pillage. I'm gonna destroy. I'm gonna take over in a negative term, or it can be a very calm term where it's both. Either way, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the next day is here. Nothing matter can be taken in so many different ways. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Like you're only one step away. Nothing matters. You still have another day. Nothing matters. You only live once. All of these different sayings are the same thing. They're just taken from different perspectives, right? You only live once, so nothing matters.
Right.
Keep doing what you want. I hate life. Nothing matters to me. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different ways of looking at that one saying.
Whatever choices you make with your emotions is what's essentially gonna build your
Yep.
character. It's if you have that negative mindset, and you're gonna have a negative environment. That's just how it is. But you know, if you keep to your best ability, I believe everybody goes through things, but to just try to have the best day that you possibly can and work on what you love, I think that's what's important. I don't think it matters about the social credit or even the financials about it. Is as long as you get to sit, make your craft, and then view your craft. That's all that matters. Is
Exactly.
nothing matters. That's all.
That's,
So
like it's not like actually
all
that
these-
nothing matters.
yeah,
It's
all
like
these
it's a weird way of
minuscule
looking at
things
it.
that look bigger is
Yup.
like it's not important. Like
Yeah, like
what does your art have anything that's related towards a piece of paper, $1? You know,
or
is
the
your
approval of others.
is the purpose of your work the dollar, or the purpose of your work the fact that you love your work? It's all a perspective.
Well, yeah, it's not a matter of what's
You're not looking for approval.
necessarily, like, yeah, it's just the canvas is always blank.
That's what that. You see, that's another way of saying it, yo.
There just has to be a canvas.
Yeah, but that's another
So,
way of
like-
saying it. That's another way of
so,
saying
like-
nothing matters. The canvas is blank. Like,
Nothing. So it's like, in terms of the positive perspective of what nothing matters means, it's like the matter of things, right? In the nothing matters is no, it is the canvas,
Yup.
right?
Yup.
And what you decide, like, you can just look at the canvas and be like, it's just a canvas. You know what I mean? It's just another canvas
Empty
that I
canvas.
can paint. Exactly, and I can paint whatever.
Empty book they can write in.
It's funny. There was like a therapy group that my parents like went to, and they like they had me go through it. I forget what it was called, but imagine take your most like traumatic experience,
Yep.
right? That you've ever like think of it in your head, right? And then also imagine yourself eating a bagel. Right, those two things
They don't go.
right.
I'm seeing you crying.
Right, right. But here's the thing, right? that was the analogy, I believe. It's like, yeah, you eat it. Imagine your most traumatic experience, and then imagine yourself eating shitty breakfast, right? And it's like, all right, we could look at all of our experiences and put like these points, like these landmark points on them, right? In terms of like the intensity, like eating a shitty bagel is down here, and going through an accident or traumatic experience is really up here. Well, why? Why do we put why do we put that expectation on ourselves?
I know where you're going with this,
So it's like, why can't we look at everything like a shitty bagel?
You're completely right. That's like when people try to undervalue someone else's feelings because they don't think that is worth that feeling.
Don't get me wrong though, that's like a really fucking hard thing to do and say to someone, because it's like, how could you like necessarily like invalidate your own experiences? Well, you're not invalidating it, you're technically, well, yeah, it's your own, but I was gonna say like it's more of like you're calculating them. Yeah, you're leveling them out, and you're understanding what really might fuel you or what might not. You know,
I think like if you don't mind, I think another way of saying it too is like you said with the bagel versus like something drastically happening. If you feel the same emotion, let's say you feel anger during that eating that shitty bagel, and then you feel anger during whatever drastic thing, like that'd be considered drastic, right? Your car crash. You feel you're angry during eating that bagel, and you're just as angry during the car crash. The difference is, to everyone else, the car crash is more serious, and in your own head, it's more serious because everyone thinks it is. Even though eating a bagel made you feel the same way, eating a shitty bagel made you feel essentially the same way. But you're setting, like you said, expectations. You're setting like the level of that, the intensity, the volume of it is apparently higher, but you're playing the same sound, right? That's where I thought she was going. I was like, yo, that's crazy to think about. You're playing the same song. You're saying that because it's only the volume of that song is a lot lower than the volume of this one. And at the end of the day, you can always adjust the volumes. Some people make shitty bagel be pissed for the rest of their day.
Yeah.
For the rest of their day. But to you, the bagel is just this.
That's crazy.
And then some people with the car crash will be like, you know what? It's fine. I can get another car. And then to them, the bagel ruined their day. But the car crash just affected their day.
It's all perspective.
It is.
It's all levels and perspective on things.
It is.
At the end of the day, how you handle the situations that are in front of you. How you handle your craft. I think. Yeah, that's very
it's crazy.
I like that a lot. I like that analogy a lot.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
the
man.
bagel.
Landmark form.
Tengu's shitty.
People do that all the time though. Like people do that all the time with themselves. Like they'll finally like find ways to cut through it.
Oh my god. Like I'm a very like emotional person. I mean, I think everyone's emotional, obviously. But like I don't know, like everyone gets stuck in like ruts, but like there are moments where I wake up and my back hurts and I'm just like angry for the day. You know, and like I'm just like
my back hurts.
Or when you're printing your first,
and it's just fucked. Yeah, or you know what I mean, like especially that, you know what I mean? Like,
or not even like just carving out the whole thing. Just to roll it. It just.
And you know why, right? It's because you set the expectation that it's gonna be perfect.
Right.
You said it the first time. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be perfect.
And I remember.
I think the mess ups will sell more.
I remember the first time that I printed. It wasn't even like a file. It was this big piece on a hospital shirt. You remember because we went for it.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
and it was
a plague doctor, right?
It was the plague doctor. Yeah.
Fire.
It was really dope. Yeah, and that one was kind of just like.
Is that a 101?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I wouldn't even sell it. That's the thing about it.
Did you mess it up that bad?
No,
like?
it was just like the first one I had done in like almost over a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It came out fire though.
9 months.
When I saw you roll it, I was like, whoa.
Did you like it.
No, it was
No, it was gas.
It was
It was
gas?
gas. It was just on a
hospital
shirt.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That actually
Yeah.
sounds kind of crazy though. Like the blue ones that they usually wear.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That would be smooth. You could put something like that together, and that'd be very different.
It would be cool. I definitely want to do Plague Doctor Fuel the Fire shirts. I think that would be really
That'd be
smooth.
wavy, yeah.
The next one I'm doing is going to be a surprise though. It's going to be really awesome. I have 2 character pieces. They're like silhouettes, and it's gonna be really nice. They might be one of ones, but I'm not.
Question. I want to ask you this earlier. Why the simplicity in Fuel the Fire? You don't understand what I mean by that?
I want everything to look like a uniform,
Okay.
but also in the sense where like you can wear the uniform how you want. So it's like Fuel the Fire. Obviously, the message is very simplistic in the sense of like, creating drive, or creating that push,
Yep.
or just maybe just like another one was like I like when I was coming up with it, like for my own brand, not just like in terms of the idea, but just like as like a line.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to light a fire under my ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to start pushing.
You need to fuel the
moving.
fire.
Yeah.
Who's making the shirts though? Tengu or Elias? Or
Sure,
are both
you
of
can
them,
do, like,
or are
Fuel the
both of
Fire.
them working together?
I always
Fuel the
alright,
Fire
so
by
I always,
Elias or by Tengu?
I always think of art in the sense of like a funnel. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And art isn't the funnel, but there is a funnel in between me and art.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I know
And
what
whatever art is for me is Tengu or Fuel the Fire or whatever other project or whatever thing that I take hold in from creativity or from my creative side. So, I mean, it all comes from Elias as a conduit,
that's
as
true.
it comes from
Elias
Ryan.
comes to Tengu,
and-
and Elias comes to Fuel the Fire.
Exactly.
I know what you
But at the end of the day, I'm just the body.
I know what you
Like, and that's not on some like almighty like that's art for everybody. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You just have to let yourself kind of.
I know what you mean actually, cause yeah, like with my brand in Hamlet Soriano, like vision to me, like Joel creates like even though the Hamlet Soriano's my name, I'm known as Joel. Everyone knows me as Joel. That's what I'm called as. But Vision X stems from Hamlet Soriano, right? That brand name.
I'm gonna wear
And then
this sweater
jewelry
'cause
stands
I'm
from
cold.
there and everything like that.
It is a little
So I know
cold in
what you
here, huh?
mean. It is frigid.
Oh, what's this one?
I get to.
Is that a sweater or a shirt?
No, this is a sweater.
Are you gonna do like big print on the back too?
I-
You could do that Plague Doctor. There's a big print on the back and then
That's
Fuel the
what I was
Fire in the
thinking.
front.
I need to get a new. So it's funny. Eric, that kid downstairs, who we just met, he just sent me like links to like burn all of your screens. So
Oh, yeah,
essentially,
really nice.
I can
Sorry,
just
sir.
take the screen
We'll talk about it.
every time and no tracing paper or tape or anything, and just like press it on.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
There are people who do it with nail polish too, but I would rather not do that.
What kind is it though? Because I've seen screen printers.
It's still
where
silk screen.
they'll set up on the mall, and I could tell them like somebody took a square and just. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. For me personally, when it comes to clothes, I don't like things that are just like it's a logo here. You know what I mean? It's a square. Like I see a lot of pictures that are just squares, or like, for me personally, when it comes to hoodies, I like, or even shirts, like I like very
Well, it's
stuff or
dependent-
stuff in the corner like
It's
this.
dependent on if I
This is
want.
his shirt actually.
Oh, that is my shirt.
It's dependent on if I want it to be in the shape of a square. I feel like a lot of people want to fill in the whole screen.
Yeah, the whole screen.
on the silk, and it
That's what
that
makes
feels weird to me, personally,
Mhm.
because I understand you're trying to make the most of like what you have on the canvas, but
Yeah.
that you don't necessarily always have to
It just
do
looks
that.
like a picture on a shirt.
Exactly. I think it doesn't feel, I don't know, like fluid. Like I think if there's one thing that I really want to do, if clothes and design does become like a thing for me, more heavily in the future, I really want to accentuate, the shape of someone's body, whether they be extra large or extra small. like
Oh, do you have to worry about that when making the shirts bigger? Because you're manually doing it.
I don't necessarily worry about it because nothing really matters. The name is on the shirt at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and like, I got a lot of fucked up prints, but if you looked at them on your own, or you give it to a certain person, they might look at it and just be like, wow, I like that. I like it better than all the normal ones that you did. I'll pay $5 extra for that one.
You should have like a Feel the Fire where it has a kind of
I love
like
how
a
this
blur
feels.
into it.
That's soft cotton, and I usually print on like 100% like hard cotton, like that's what the Gildan is. But I really like that one, and
Yeah, I really like
I was
that.
scared that it wasn't gonna print.
I like the way that one
wanted.
You made that today, right?
Yeah, I made these.
Yeah, you already had somebody trying to buy that off you, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna buy a
If
crazy
people do
design.
want a shirt, where can they find anything to do shirts?
They cannot find anything yet.
Anything yet?
No.
Soon to be, maybe something. Maybe at a show or something.
It's definitely coming soon. I am vending for 1111. That's hosted by Slitty Wrists. If you know him, you should definitely
Shout
tap
out
in
Slitty,
with
man.
him.
He's dope.
Slitty's great. He actually hosted the open mic that I went to for me and a couple friends of mine. It was a blast. And he's gonna be hosting 1111. That's gonna be at the Met in Pawtucket. It's gonna be a good time. I should be there with all of these shirts.
Will you be performing or vending?
Just vending, as
Vending?
far as I know.
Do we
unless
have
they
any,
unless they call my name up.
Do you have any planned performances for the future? Maybe
As
some
of
places we can find you or check you out.
as of right now, other than Slitty's open mics, he's doing those every month. Those are gonna be at the Alchemy, and that's gonna be the 24th of every month, or I believe like just the last Sunday or something like that. So he's gonna be hosting those every month, and I should be there, and I'm sure you're gonna be finding me in a couple other places soon. But that's all coming to be. I don't know. You know.
Excellent. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, the bunch of different things you see me have planned. I'm very excited to be here and witness all that. You know, at the end of the day, we're all a team, and we all love to see y'all.
Dude, yeah,
grow
I'm
and-
excited to be a part of this because
Absolutely.
like
We're honored to have you.
a
for
lot
our
of
first
people.
guest.
I also just wanted to say this. A lot of people just sit, like they're like, I'm gonna start a podcast, and immediately they talk about like, bitches ain't shit. This is how you get money. This is how you
Yeah, we're
get.
just a bunch of dudes talking. That's all.
I mean, yeah,
Or
but at the
dudettes,
end of
just
the
I mean, at the end of the day, we're still like, as you could tell watching through this, we're still very new to all of this, but I kind of felt like it's like, I want it to be raw. We want it to be natural. That's how all of our careers, I kind of noticed, are all going. It's raw, it's natural, it's genuine, it's fun.
We just want to be people. That's
Yeah.
it. I don't want to be a robot. That's all.
I think it's
Amen
just
for
like
that.
insightful compared to what I've seen already on the internet and like TikTok or
That's
Instagram
because it's
or
so
YouTube.
easy to do. Anybody can get a camera and talk in front of it.
Yeah, but it's like you guys put the importance in nothing matters too. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like a lot of, I don't know, it's just a lot of people on podcasts when I see them, you know, and I'm not gonna like say any names, but like just because there are people who we know who do podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And it just feels like shock humor, or like they'll say anything on camera to like get your ears perked, and it's like, all right, if you actually listen to these conversations, you can learn some shit. Like this is like fucking dope. Like
Oh, yeah, 'cause I'm an
learning in this
intellectual. I just-
conversation
we're all
right now.
learning.
Like
it's a beautiful
I just want to
experience.
inspire people. That's the whole point of me doing anything. I just want to inspire people to be a better version of themselves.
I think that's what Fuel the Fire kind of stands for too. To be
Mhm.
honest, it's just kind of like what sparks you. You know.
Be a better version.
Yeah.
It's true.
Definitely speaking on clothing brands, this is right. This right here is no, we're good. This is Vision. This is his clothing. Would we ever see something like that come back?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Show them the back too.
Show
I
the
like
back.
the big
Oh,
picture.
Show
the
the
back
back.
is crazy.
Am I in the shop?
Yeah, I want to do something like this again, but it's a work in progress. I'm a very annoyingly busy person, so I have to get back into it.
Oh,
and
we
I'm
going
working on
to
some-
get a collab.
But I'm working on some better ideas.
Oh, yeah.
It's not gonna be just
MiddleGround,
vision.
Tengu. I'm excited. just bought those stickers. I bought a bunch of MiddleGround stickers. So if y'all want a sticker, let me know. Sell them for like $2 maybe.
And Vision is gonna be a stem from Hannah Soriano, just like that. Hannah Soriano is more of like things like this. Just my art, just on pieces. That's really gonna be it. And I like doing more creative, trippy things, or that's really it. So hopefully I can get back into it soon. Maybe I can do something with this guy.
Yeah, maybe a collab.
Fucking
That'd be
hope we gotta
excellent.
do that shit.
But Tengu, any last words before we wrap it up here?
Man, rest in peace, Take Off.
Damn. Yeah. All right.
Take Off.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween. Everyone stay safe.
And enjoy the holidays. Like,
Yeah.
stay in the house.
Yeah. Have some fun this week.
Yeah. Word.
Start your Monday right.
For real.
All right.
Hope you don't.